Hi, I want to show you how to have access to Frontsocket admin backend. I'll show you how to use the demo. So you type frontsocket.com in your browser. So when it opens, you will see two buttons. You will see the demo button and you see the buy now button. And opening this domain on your browser gives you an opportunity to read through everything you can do with Frontsocket admin. So aside those two big buttons at the hero head there, when you scroll down, you can see two buttons like try demo or buy now. But because this demonstration is to show you how to use Frontsocket through the demo account, I will click try demo. So when the login page displays, you will notice that on the page there is hosted demo account, and in that hosted demo account we have demo admin, we have demo editor, and we have demo viewer. For the purpose of this demonstration, I would like to log in with demo admin. I don't want to type it, so I just copy it and I will paste it. So I'll also copy the password. I'll copy the password here and I will paste it. I will not type it. So after that, I will hit the login button. So now we are in the dashboard. We are in Frontsocket admin backend dashboard. So this is the dashboard. These are the tabs. We have the dashboard tab, we have the users tab, we have the crew generator tab, we have content tab, and inside the content tab we have posts. Here is where you manage posts. You don't have to write backend script to be able to post blogs or news or portfolio into your website. From here you can do it. And also the page, here you create page. This part you have opportunity to be able to edit the static contents on your web page, whether they are text or image, not only the dynamic content like the posts that you make. So here is database. Here you create your database, you create tables and delete tables, and here is your API and all that, and here is the settings. So here of course is welcoming me demo admin. So here is for you to count the number of users that have been created, the number of posts that have been made, and two, here is the number of pages that have been created in the from the admin. So here the number of endpoints, as you can see, is three. Three endpoints have been created already in the demo version. So these are quick actions. Here, if you don't want to go through the tabs up there, you can just from here go to endpoints. Let's say you want to view your endpoints or you want to create endpoint. You just click here and go straight to the endpoints. And also, if you want to manage your database, you want to create a new table, you want to delete table, you want to create new columns, is from here you go through to that place, database manager. And also if you want to generate crude, you click here and go straight direct. If you want to create webhook, you from this button go and create webhook. And also if you want to create API keys for your API, you click here, is quick actions. And also for your file manager, you click here. So this part is the health. It shows the system health. This is the server information. This is the PHP version of the server and the database I'm running MySQL or MariaDB. It's connected. This is the storage of your server. This is the number of webhook that is pending, that is queuing. The start comes here, and also the API systems. You can click here to view the API systems and the license. So this is the dashboard. And also, if you want to log out, you can log out from here. If you want to check your profile, you want to check the settings of the page of the admin, you can check in from here. Good. So now, if you want to add user, let's say as a front end developer, you have built your website, and you have delivered the website to your client. It's shipped already. So, and the client has requested for a user, for a login, to be able to log into the admin of the website to maybe delete blog or to add blog. It's easy. You can easily come, click users, and you can do what? You can add user. So if you want to add user, after you enter the names of the user, the email address, the password, you can choose whether you want to make the user a super admin, or you want to make the user an admin, or you want to make the user an editor or a viewer. Then you create the user. When you create the user, you can send the information to the user. But if you don't want to manually create it, you can send an invite. You can send an invite to the user. Enter the user email, select the role you are giving to the user, and how long you want the link, the invite you are sending, how long you want it to last. You enter it here and click send invite. The message will go to the user's email, and the user will see the email, and from there click into a link where they can set up their login information, and including password as well. So that is that. So if you want to create crude, like I said, front-end developers like to bother themselves with activities happening at the front part of an application, at the front part of a website. So they wouldn't want to bother themselves with creating tables, writing the backend logics and all that. So that is why this Frontsocket admin is here to make development fast. I mean, when I say fast, really fast. So when you just log in, you can just click crude generator. From here, you can create crude. You can create crude. So for instance, I want to I want to create a crude. I can simply just click new crude instead of going to create a table and now thinking of how to build an interface at the back end where I can populate the table I've created for my API to be able to pull out record. From the back end here, I can just easily create the crude here. I will say list of books, list of my books, list of my books. I can still copy this. I'll copy it and I'll put it here. And page options, I want it to list page, I want it to view page, I want it to create page, I want it to update page, I want it to delete page. I want to have all those options, so I will leave them ticked like that. I could even put revision history, but let's leave that one. I will scroll down. Yes, this ID, I don't want it to show in the record, but I want the name to show in the record that will display. Of course, its name, description is test. I want them to show. I'll click it. And price is usually number. I want it to show too. So now, role permission for this code. The people that I want to see this code, I want the super admin to be able to create new records, to update the records, and also delete records. I also want admins to be able to do the same work, perform the same action just as super admin. So I am done ticking everything I want. So what I will just do now is I'll click save and go to list. Yes, crude books generated successfully. So the crude books has been generated successfully. Yes, this is it here. So this is it. It has been created. So this is it. If I want to populate, I do not have to go to the database and start imputing things. Just add. From here, I can add books information. Which book should I add? Okay, let's say rich dad, poor dad, poor dad, rich dad, poor dad. A nice book. Let me just put it there. It's actually a nice book. It's a very nice book. I've read it. I hope you have read it too. So price, let me just say 56. $56. So I will now hit save record. Right. So I've saved the record. Look at it here. I'll enter another record again. What's the book's name? Psychology of Money. I love that book. Psychology of Money. This is Psychology of Money. A nice book too. A nice book. And the price for $5. Okay, so I've entered two records. You see, I've entered two records and I can view each of the record. So this is it. I can go back. I can edit. Let me see, rich dad, poor dad, revision, review. Let me see, review. And this time around, the price is $89. So look at it. I've edited it, and I can delete the record. I can add more record. So we have successfully created accrued a book record. So that is that. And also in this, we'll still use, I I talked about front end developers who are always ready to consume endpoint. So we'll create an endpoint for this book code that we have created, so that any book that we add, the books will be pulled in the API, so that the front end developers can consume it, but we'll still get there. So this content here, this post you are seeing, is for you to be able to manage posts. Manage posts. You can click create post. This is it. You can click create post. 10 ways. Okay, to build one way to build websites fast. Okay, I will. This category, if you see demo guide, these are just demo. You can add the items that you want to be in this category. So I'll just say demo guides. I'll just pick this. And status, I want it draft. If you want it published, if you want it scheduled, you can select it there. You can see, because I clicked schedule, the schedule date is showing, but I'm not scheduling. So I want a draft. Good. So I'm scrolling down now. Here I enter the content. Oh, I don't know. Let me just. This is just for demonstration. Please don't do this. Type something reasonable there. So here I can say this is for SEO, ways to build websites fast. So just placeholder. The meta description, you can put your meta description here, and you can select your images. If featured image, you can select a feature image. Selecting a feature image. I've selected an image. If you want to put Gallery images usually can be more than one. You can select them here. So I've picked just one and I hit create. Yes, so it has created our post. So you can edit it. You see, this is the post we did here. So you can edit it. There is a post. So that's it. Post and also page. You can create page too. You can create pages. And one function that you stand to benefit for using Frontsocket is that you have the access to edit the static page content, the static content on your website. You can edit them using Frontsocket admin. Not only the blogs this time, those other texts, those images that normally you'd have to open the code base of the document and do editing or image and all that. You don't have to do that anymore. From this back end, you can have access to editing the content at the front page, and this will also help your clients do this editing of any content on their web page without even disturbing you. Once you are done, once you surrender the application to them, you don't have to worry yourself for calls that will come from clients. They can do all these things themselves with the help of Frontsocket admin. So, and also file upload. This is the file manager. If in your website, by maybe you want to create a link to a certain document, you can just upload the document here, whether it's an image or it's a PDF document or it's a Word document. Just upload them here and copy the link and add the link to your website. It's very, very easy. It makes designing your website and uploading resources into your website very, very easy. So now the database. I talked about the database before, so I'll talk about it again. Database here, you don't have to go to your server. Maybe you go to your database trying to create a table. You can do them directly here from your admin. You just click add new table. From the add new table, you enter the name of the table you want to create. You add columns. Once you are done, you click save the table. Once you save, automatically you see your table that you have created. You see it here. You can also back up all your table. As you click this button, it will generate a zip folder containing all your zip file containing all your tables. So this is the table. These are the columns in the table. These are the columns in the tables. So that is it in the database tab. So now the API. This API tab, there are a lot of things that you can do. So let's go to the API dashboard. So we are here. We are in the API dashboard. So first, you can see monitor your API performance and usage metrics. You can click here to create API, which we will do. I will do that. You can click here to create new key, and you can also click here to create playground, to view your playground, to test the endpoint that you have created. And this is document every API that you created. Frontsocket has a way of automatically generating the documentation of that API for you. So when you click here, you have access to viewing the documentation. So I talked about when you generate code here. I know front-end developers, they like consuming their endpoint. So now let's create an endpoint for this record so that we can give our front-end developer to use it at the front. Maybe use it in the mobile app they are built, or we create the endpoint and give it to the mobile app developer, or we give it to the front end person to continue their work. So now I will click here. As I click, I will say create API. Now I want to create an API. I want to create an API. say select group. All these are demo group. I'll just pick commerce API, or because it's book, let's say let's create a group. I'll create API. No, let's create a group. Yeah, let's create a group. Create new group. I will say the books. I'll call it books. Books. Book. Book lists. Book lists. Then this group is for all the books and related tables. Okay, so on related tables, I'll click create group. So we have created a book list group. So now let's go and create our endpoint back. Okay, so I'll pick book lists. Then the name of the endpoint, let's say all books, all books. Then here I will now say this is a route. Books. Let's say books or books. Let's say lists. Books/lists. Description. This endpoint will pull all the books records. So this is it. Yes, get the handler crude, the table that this API will be pulling the record from is books. So I'm picking books, and I want it to be active. Rate limit 60. Let me say 60 minutes. 60 minutes. So this is it. I will now hit create endpoint. So API endpoint created successfully. So we have created our API endpoint. So we can view it from here. API endpoints. So these are all the API endpoints that have been created. This is the one we created now. We just created this. We just created this. So to test it, to see if it will actually pull our book record, you can edit the API. Maybe you entered an information that you don't like, you want to edit the spelling, you can edit it here. If you want to add parameters to the URL of the API, like you can add it from here. If you want to delete the API, you can hit here to delete it. If you want to test the API, you can click here, which is where I want us to go. But before you test the API, you see it's requesting for an API key. So that at least you have an idea of where the request is coming from. So we don't have an API key. So let's go and create an API key. So I'll click here, API key. As I've clicked here, rate limit 60. When I want the API key to expire, I want it to expire on the 25th of April and time. So this is the time I want it to expire. I want to have administrator. As I want to assign administrator role to it, full access, that is, I can add through that endpoint. So the group I created was book list. So I've ticked book list. Now I don't want to, this is the endpoint here, but I will not tick it because I already ticked book list. That is, every API that I create under this book list group, we use the same API key that will be generated. So now let me generate the API key. Now you see I've generated the API key. So API key generated. Now I can now copy it and go back to our endpoint. So these are endpoint here. So I'm hitting the test. I will now copy and paste. I will now paste the API key here and click send requests. So let's see. Yes, so you can see the request detail. I hit send request. See the request URL here. You can copy it and put it in your any platform. You can test the API. If you put the API key, it will pull the record for you. So these are the records. You can see this is the two that we have added to record. Even if I go and add another record from the CRUD there, you see it will still display from the API here. And then for us, let's check something. I have this. Yeah, I have this. We could test it from here. Let me. Okay, if you have Talent API, any API tester you have, let me just do it like that. When you're any API tester you have, you can use any API tester to test this API with the API key. You will see that it will still pull this record. So your front end developer can use this to work by just giving your front. Okay, by using this endpoint, you can pull all the records. So this is it here. To add record to the endpoint, you hit the add new record, you enter the name, enter description, and also you enter the price. When you hit save record, as you can see, you have added a new record. So if you go back to check the endpoint that you have created, you will see that the record has been added. But I have to first copy the API key because I want to test the endpoint. I will need this API key. So I click the API endpoint. So this is our endpoint. I hit test. So to test it, I will paste the API key that I've copied. When you click send request, if you scroll, when you see the response from the endpoint, you see that the new record that we added is part of the outcome. It was 2 records before, now it's 3. So you can see Frontsocket really makes working as a front-end developer very easy.